I'm proud of who we are as a country. Je suis fier du travail que les Canadiens font à chaque jour pour rendre notre pays encore meilleur. Je sais qu'il y a beaucoup de personnes qui sont inquiètes de pouvoir payer leurs factures ou d'être capables de payer l'épicerie. Mais essayer de faire la politique en amplifiant la peur des gens ne sera jamais la bonne solution. Mr. Poilievre might choose to undermine our democracy by amplifying conspiracy theories. He might decide to run away from journalists when they ask him tough questions. That's how he brands himself, and that's his choice. But when he says that Canada is broken, that's where we draw the line. This is Canada. And in Canada, better is always possible, but I don't accept Canadians and politicians that talk down our country. Let me be very clear. But let me be very clear for the record. Canada is not broken. When I see what the great people at Dress for Success are doing to empower vulnerable women, to help them find jobs and be independent, I don't see a Canada that's broken. When our brave women and men in uniform are picking up chainsaws to cut fallen trees and clear roads in Atlantic Canada after the hurricane, Canada is not broken. When the Southern Chiefs Organization is repurposing the historic Hudson's Bay building in downtown Winnipeg to create affordable housing, Canada is not broken. When Reut, a mother of 3 young children in BC, tells me that she's now able to go back to work full-time because childcare fees have been cut in half this year, Canada is far from being broken. And of course, it's not just her. In November, the employment rate in Canada for women aged 25 to 54 reached close to 82%, the highest it's ever been. That's because when we invest in childcare, moms like Reut don't have to choose between their careers and their families. This is what we mean when we say that social policies like affordable childcare are also economic policies. Moms and dads across the country are saving hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a month because of our investments in childcare. And when we roll up our sleeves to do this work together to build an economy that works for all Canadians, we see it. Canada is not broken. Tant et aussi longtemps qu'on est là les uns pour les autres, comme on a vu les gens s'entraider aux îles de la Madeleine après Fiona, ou partout au pays pendant la pandémie, il n'y a aucun défi qu'on ne peut pas relever ensemble. Au Parti libéral, on continue de se concentrer sur des vraies solutions. Notre vision de l'avenir est positive parce qu'on croit en les Canadiens. Ce sont les gens notre plus grande richesse. My friends, we can't take our progress for granted. We have to keep working hard. Mr. Poilievre is a career politician who's been part of the Conservative Party establishment with Stephen Harper and others for 20 years. He's ready to say anything to anyone if he thinks that could help him win. And that's reckless. Spreading disinformation and conspiracy theories from the darkest corners of the internet, that's reckless. Pretending you can opt out of inflation with cryptocurrencies, that's reckless. I mean, think about it. If people had listened to Poilievre's advice back in March and had invested their life savings in Bitcoin to opt out of inflation, or their parents had invested their retirement savings, they would have seen close to 60% of those savings wiped out. That's not the kind of thoughtful economic solution that people have a right to expect from their leaders. Mais il n'y a pas seulement les conseils économiques de Pierre Poilievre qui sont irresponsables. Se servir d'un mot-clic misogyne sur YouTube pour parler directement à des groupes anti-femmes pensant que son message puisse les plaire, ça aussi, c'est irresponsable. You know, when Roe versus Wade was overturned last summer, we felt it here in Canada, viscerally. A lot of Canadians were rightly angry and disheartened when they saw their friends in the United States losing their rights. As you all remember, this happened back in June, and at the same time that Canadian women were worried about their rights, Pierre Poilievre and his team continued using YouTube tags to purposely engage with anti-women groups online. But you see, this kind of reckless behavior is just another example of why we can never take our hard-won progress for granted. Now, you've all heard it. Some people, when they hear Liberals say the word pro-choice or abortion, they tell us this is not a real issue. They accuse us of stirring things up. But what these mostly male critics are missing is that it's not simply about the leader of the opposition's personal views. It's about he'd lead a team that would shape the policies of this country, from the judges that are appointed, to the legislation that is passed, to the health care that is or is not funded. Dans l'équipe de M. Poilievre, il y a des personnes anti-choix qui ont maintenant des plus grandes plateformes que jamais. Malgré le fait que la majorité des Canadiens est pro-choix depuis longtemps, les politiciens conservateurs sont encore soutenus par des organisations anti-choix très bien financées. Non seulement il faut protéger notre progrès, mais il faut continuer d'en faire plus. Il faut continuer d'améliorer les services en matière de santé sexuelle et reproductive. Our Liberal team will always be there to defend women's rights and the rights of all Canadians. Our work matters. Your work matters. Think about everything we've done and everything we're doing. On fait croître l'économie et on crée de bons emplois pour la classe moyenne. Il y a un demi-million de Canadiens de plus qui ont un emploi maintenant comparativement à avant la pandémie. Just last week, we opened the first full-scale commercial electric vehicle manufacturing plant in Canada. We're producing some of the cleanest steel and aluminum in the world and going to do even more. With our strategic investments and with the help of great Canadian workers, we've gone up from 5th in the world to 2nd in the world when it comes to the battery supply chain. Canada will become the clean energy and technology supplier a net zero world will need. Ensemble, on a un plan ambitieux pour lutter contre les changements climatiques. On a mis un prix sur la pollution tout en remettant plus d'argent dans les poches des Canadiens. On fait des investissements historiques dans le transport en commun pour s'assurer que nos communautés soient plus connectées, que notre air reste propre. Dans la prochaine décennie, notre interdiction sur les plastiques à usage unique va avoir éliminé l'équivalent d'1 million de sacs de poubelle remplis de déchets. On travaille avec les peuples autochtones pour protéger nos terres et nos océans. Since 2015, we lifted 137 long-term drinking water advisories, and we're continuing to lift them. We, you, have lifted 435,000 kids out of poverty in this country. On a banni les armes de style assaut. On s'est assuré que les Canadiens puissent avoir des vaccins durant la pandémie et on a investi pour produire des vaccins ici chez nous. We promised to end the blood donation ban on men who have sex with men, and we kept our promise. We established gender parity around the cabinet table. And the list goes on delivering real results for Canadians. À travers le monde, le Canada continue d'être une force positive et un allié fiable. Le Canada est le seul pays du G7 à avoir un accès en libre-échange complet avec tous les autres membres du G7. We stood up for Canadians when it came time to renegotiate NAFTA. Since 2015, we've been welcoming more refugees with open arms from Syria, from Afghanistan, from Ukraine. We're welcoming people from around the world who continue to contribute and build this great country. We're making it clear that the world can count on Canada when times get tough.